Diana, thank you very much. I'm looking forward to talking to each one of you. At the very least, we have this webinar about a new member benefit that Nonprofit New York is unveiling, and it's essentially a video blogging club. What does that mean? Well, you're probably like a lot of people on this call where or watching this video, where you probably don't really like being on video. And a few of us really love being on video, but for the vast majority of our members, they are your everyday professionals, nonprofit leaders like yourselves, but also attorneys and accountants and consultants. And we found that there's a lot of hesitancy. You don't want to be embarrassed on video, that's for sure. And you probably are okay talking to people, maybe even to large amounts of people. But the concept of being on video may just scare you. And we want to be able to give you an opportunity, a safe space, if you will, to come together with other nonprofit leaders and maybe even other professionals and really start developing videos focused on your goal, on what you're looking to achieve individually as well as for the organization. Towards its mission, towards its cause in general, but specifically it may be on a capital raise project around fund development. It may be on specific events. It may be board development, leadership development, staff HR recruiting. The goal may be around directly interfacing with the community to attract beneficiaries to your services. So there are going to be a variety of opportunities of how you could use video in general, video blogging specifically. It may be to attract corporate sponsors for your website, for your events, etc. How can video blogging help you have a greater impact, not only throughout the internet, but also with people one-on-one in real life, as it were? Now, today, this is part one. Part one is going to be about how to do it. And then part two, we're actually going to do it, so that we're going to actually practice. Now, you're not going to go live. You're not going to have to post anything that you record, but we do want to kind of get you splashing in the water, so to speak. We're going to be there holding your hand to take care of any of the tech stuff and any of the inconvenience aspects that we'll talk about, but we do want to get you to the point where you are actually doing it. And then we'll see how you can join Video Socials as another membership community to actually get video blogging done together. Fun and done. And let's get started. So an interesting thing happened here. If I can click in, an interesting thing happened in 2018 as well, and it started in 2017. In 2017, Facebook announced publicly that they were going to reprioritize and refocus their algorithm on videos. Meaning when you post a video, it'll get shown on top faster, more often than a regular text post, status update, a link, etc. That was pretty dramatic. LinkedIn then followed suit in 2018, and that was even more dramatic, especially for my community of everyday professionals. And now you can pretty much see its effect. If you do any kind of a scroll on Facebook or on LinkedIn, you'll basically see like every other post are video posts. And it's not by coincidence, and it's not like half of your connections, half of your friends, or half of your colleagues are posting videos. Far from it, most likely. That most of your colleagues, they post every now and then, but it's certainly not video for the most part. Maybe 1 out of 10 people are posting video in any significant way. Yet nearly 50% of the posts you see are video posts. That disconnect, of course, is because of the algorithm prioritizing video posts. Why do they want to prioritize video posts? Well, people watch them. People engage with video far more than text. So they want people obviously to be addicted to their platform and keep coming back, that stickiness, if you will, in terms of marketing jargon. And Facebook and LinkedIn, that's when they started around 2017, 2018, 2019. They stopped wanting you to share YouTube clips, YouTube videos on their platforms. They wanted you to upload video natively, native video, upload the video straight onto Facebook. That's when it automatically plays, albeit on mute. Why do they want to do that? They want to keep the traffic, the eyeballs, the users on their platform. They don't want to send you to a competing platform of YouTube. Ultimately, it's advertising dollars, right? So they want us on their individual platform. Of course, that then started hurting Google, which owns YouTube. And so now Google has followed suit in 2019. They started now putting YouTube clips over and above their regular search engine results. And I'm sure you see it naturally. You Google something and you'll see the YouTube clips right on top over the regular search engine results. And in the marketing world, we call that position zero, meaning, well, you want to get to the top of Google, there's only 10 positions, 1 through 10. Well, how can you even sidestep that and overstep that? Well, you can be part of Google Maps or these cards or YouTube. Video gets to position zero. So between search and social, word of mouth, even email will show, is all becoming priority video. So these statistics that I'll show you are there because I ought to share these type of statistics with you on a webinar like this, but you probably experience it on an everyday basis in terms of how people want to donate to your organization. Probably this is like a no-brainer. You know that they're donating using credit cards online. You know that they are on social media. You know that donations are triggered by email. You live it every day, so I probably don't need to literally share statistics with you, but I'll share a few. About a third of the time that people spend online on the internet is devoted to watching videos, and that is, of course, only growing, which basically means if you're not posting a video, you're missing out on what people are mainly doing on the internet. You put the word video in an email subject line, it's going to boost the open rate by nearly 20%. Now, hopefully, there is a video in the body of the email, though this statistic doesn't really actually say anything about that. I'm sure if you did send out an email and put video in the subject line and there was no video in the body, you're getting a lot of people confused and emailing you, which, you know, from a marketing standpoint, at least they're engaging with you, at least they're interacting with you. So at least I got what I wanted as a marketing professional. Jokes aside, obviously you put a video in an email newsletter, it's even more powerful. You're not literally putting a video in an email, at least not yet. You're actually sharing like an image or an animated GIF that links to that video, which may live on YouTube or even your website. And even your website, it's an embed of a video from YouTube. And maybe that's a lot of mumbo jumbo, so I'll skip over that. But we can talk about one-on-one on how to get these things done for you. But you put a video on your landing page on a website, and now people actually want to do something. They are inspired. Why? Because video is essentially second to being in person. When we're in person, we have that natural connection, the emotional resonance, if you will. It's so powerful. And of course, everything we're looking to do in the nonprofit community is to make an impact and to have a connection with someone else. Be it with those who we're directly helping with services, or we're looking to gain impact by those who can help us provide services as volunteers, as staff, as board leaders. So from that aspect, video is second to being in person. And since you can't be in two places at once, when you're looking to be efficient and looking to have presence and emotional connection at scale, video is the answer. And now we're talking about how to actually get it done in a comfortable, convenient way. You can do this. It may feel nerve-wracking to imagine yourself being on video. Stop imagining yourself being on video. Don't drive yourself crazy. We're going to practice, and you're going to go one step at a time. Two more statistics, and then we're going to go into the heart of it of actually what does it take to actually get a video done on your own. Nearly 2/3 of the people are researching your kind of organizations on the second largest search engine out there, owned by the largest search engine out there, talking about YouTube, of course. These statistics are actually from like 2013. I wasn't able to find more recent statistics, but this was like before the algorithms changed. This was before Facebook and LinkedIn and even Google started prioritizing video. So if it was 64%, 7 years ago, 6 years ago, well, now it's even more so that YouTube is the place where people think of researching when they want to watch video. Now, in terms of conversion, in terms of people watching a video, nearly 2/3 of the people, or more than half of the people who watch your video, are going to feel that much more moved to now take action and to donate their time, their money, and their energy and ideas to become board leaders and part of your mission. Keep that in mind. It's a tremendous opportunity, and we want you to take advantage of it. Now, you probably think of video, you think of this expensive, highly polished, big budget, professionally produced video that you would have at your gala or on your homepage, the annual review that really takes multiple days, weeks, multiple cameras, is a collage of experiences. And that's not what we're talking about at all when we're talking about video socials. We want to keep it short and simple. You can imagine that nowadays the stuff that we have, the cameras that we have on our cell phones, on our laptops, are way more powerful than the stuff that videographers grew up with. The HD quality of the stuff that we have in our pockets and purses are the dreams of what videographers grew up hoping one day they will be able to afford, and now we have it in our pockets. But even still, we can keep it simpler. Testimonials from those who benefit from your cause and benefit from your nonprofit is tremendous. Now, they may not want to be on video depending on the kind of care and services they're receiving, but there may be other stakeholders, recipients' families, their teachers, their counselors. There may be other people that are around them that also benefit from you helping that person directly. And those people can provide testimonials to your services. And that could be extremely powerful and moving. Meet the team is a great way of going behind the scenes, peeling back the onion layers, especially if you have a large or complex organization where a lot of people don't have interaction with those who benefit from you or the community, or even they may not see the board and may not see other leaders within the organization. The Meet the Staff videos really humanizes what you do. It really brings out the sincerity of everyone that works towards the mission of your organization. It really does uplift each person to have a face and to have a voice and to be recognized as someone important towards the mission, towards the cause, and towards the organization specifically. So it's an opportunity to really have them showcase their sincerity, their passion through video. Again, it's second to being in person, but you're able to do it at scale. We all know when it comes to fund development and inspiring staff and volunteers that we always want to start with the why. We want to capture that. That's crystallizing that is tremendous to have that on video. Board members are able to share why they're active. Sponsors are even able to share why did they sponsor this event or sponsor some aspect of your event or your website or what have you. That they're sure there may be some economic benefit for the corporate sponsors, but there's also an alignment of values, an alignment of purpose that they can express. And it's a great opportunity for that individual person to really showcase not only their corporate brand, but showcase their humanness, and as well as giving almost like a third-party testament endorsement to the kind of work that you care about. Donors, volunteers, staff, they're all able to share their why. All of these, however, are different from what a video blog is. A video blog is about you. It's from you. Sure, you represent the organization, you represent the mission and the cause, but it's your insights. It's why you do what you do, how you do what you do. It's your expertise. It's your reputation. It's your personal brand. It's your voice. It's your persona. And so while you are able to share your experience with and for the organization, we're able to get to know you. And you're able to speak to each person individually as you share your musings, if you will, your insight as on a video blog. And you may not even consider yourself a video blogger. None of our members do. None of our members really love to video blog. They really recognize that this is a way for them to have a connection and provide answers and insights and ideas for people to get to know us and get to know the organization. And we'll talk about literally what those topics are, but understand that it's different from even other types of video posts. Now, what we have found is a couple of things. Running video socials, a video blogging community, that video blogging won't work for you unless you actually practice. Now, practice may not make perfect, but it's just somewhere. Now, look, the first time you get onto camera, first time you do a video, it's going to be awful. The first time you pick up a violin, the first time you sit at a piano, it's not going to sound that great. and that's okay. We know that. Now, you don't have to post that very first video. You might want to keep it so you can kind of give yourself a chuckle in a couple of weeks and a couple of months, but it won't take long. What we have found is that you are naturally sincere about the work you do. Your genuine passion can come through once you start forgetting about this black hole of a camera, and you, especially when you're on a platform like video socials, you're able to talk to and see other people. Video socials is a Zoom video conference call. So if you've ever been on a Zoom conference call with like 5, 6 other people, that's basically how it feels like, except it's a little bit more organized and managed. So it's not the chaos of a typical conference call, but we go individually and each person takes a turn to present a 2-minute topic. They can get up to 3 minutes, but 2 minutes is a nice round number of attention spans, especially when it comes to social media. 1 minute for Instagram even, but 2 minutes is a nice round number, but you get up to 3 minutes to practice and to hone the skill of sound bites. So from that aspect, you got to take it easy and one step at a time. In terms of the tech stuff, we'll walk you all through it. However, just know that it's easy because you have an HD camera everywhere you go. You have a high quality HD camera on your phone most likely. And if you use a laptop, you've got an HD camera there. If you don't have a laptop, maybe an iPad. We don't like people using phones on video socials because this camera on the front of a phone isn't as powerful as the one on the back, and it's like shaky. It's never a good experience for something as important as your video blog. So we say use your laptop. You don't have a laptop, we'll recommend a whole bunch of different webcams that our members use that you could use on your desktop, and you'll be good to go for like $50. It'll be easy. In terms of lighting, videographers, photographers, they all love diffused lighting. It's the best lighting. It's like a cloudy day or a day where the sun isn't glaring on you, but you want to let the sun shine on you, as the song goes. You don't want to have your back to the window. As you can imagine, the light in back of you is going to silhouette you, and you're going to look really dark, and you're not going to be able to see you. That defeats the purpose of being on video. But you don't have to worry too much about lighting, so long as you can just look out a window. Hopefully it's a good scenery. Even if not, you're going to be looking at a fun room of other professionals. You don't have to worry too much about editing the ums and the ahs and flubbing up a word. It happens. You know, we have conversations all day long. And of course, we make mistakes and we misquote and we flub up words and sentences, and roll with it. Maybe you joke about it. Maybe you acknowledge it. Maybe you don't. You continue to go with it. That's just a natural cadence of conversation. However, from a text perspective, you do want to be able to add a title to your topic, to your video, because nowadays these videos are playing on mute automatically. Even YouTube is experimenting with that. And if you don't have some type of text on the video itself or around the video, then no one knows what the heck you're talking about, and there's no incentive to unmute you. So from that aspect, you want to have text. Now, even more so, if you're able to have captions on your video, it would be that much more powerful. Captions can be thus used as transcription. It's great for search engine optimization. Captions on videos are helpful for anyone that can't hear your video well. That may be someone on public transportation, in their office, or for someone with an impairment. Enabling your video to be accessed and accessible to a variety of people with a variety of hearing abilities probably is important to you. It's probably aligned with your ethical and moral values, but maybe even more so, it's also a legal issue. There is the American with Disabilities Act. There's the ADA compliance obligations that we are starting to see that more and more ADA crackdown when it comes to websites not being accessible, and that's coming to the world of videos as well. So I would say even more so than just having to comply with the law would be our own values, and then also the marketing ROI, that you want to be able to have your videos accessed by a variety of people who would be wonderful leaders on your board, wonderful donors of their time and money, and wonderful volunteers and perhaps staff as well. So having this wide variety of people gives you the ability to have the greatest swath of people of all, in addition to those who may need your services as well. To keep that in mind, our platform, incidentally, kind of nice plug of video socials, is that we automatically add the title to your video and your logo and contact information, and you can have captions added to your videos. So all that is very easily built in. You don't have to really worry too much about that stuff, but it is important to be conscious that it is needed if you happen to not use video socials. Most of us get tongue-tied sometime or another. As I mentioned before, you probably won't be good that first time, but how will you get better? There has to be a first time sometime. And that second time is going to be a heck of a lot better than the first time. The third time is going to be pretty good. You're probably going to post that third video. So if you're doing this on a week-to-week basis, by the end of next month, you're going to be posting videos. It's going to be pretty simple. And you may never post your first video, or maybe you'll look back at it fondly one day. But all you have to do is take a deep breath and relax. There's no need to start over with multiple takes and multiple cuts. Practice rolling with the flow. It's not a big deal. You're going to get feedback. You're going to get ideas from other people in your video blogging club. But you don't have to stare into the black hole of the camera. Very often that's how you make eye contact, but that's not needed. All you need is maybe a couple of bullet points on a Post-it note, 2 bullet points on a Post-it note. You're going to be prepared. You're typically going to be talking about topics that you talk about and think about all day long. So as you kind of get used to talking about it in a video setting, you'll be great. And if you're already great on camera, this is an opportunity to help others. The more you help others get what they want, the more others will help you get what you want. It's very much golden rule and karma. And from that aspect, this is an opportunity to help others. If you're already great on video, you may not need their input and feedback about how you can be better, but you can provide that kind of insight and feedback. And ultimately, while you may come for the video recording, you're going to stay for the video rapport. And there's a community here that we're building, and we'd love for you to be part of it and to benefit from it. And we know we can benefit from you being part of the community as well. So I want you to give it a try. In terms of topics, what would you blog about? What could you blog about? Very easily is that third bullet point. You want to go over to a website we put together called blogbrainstormer.com. You can do it on your own. But I would say better with buddies, better with someone else. It's easy to vibe off of someone else to come up with topics. Sometimes it's easier to come up with topics for someone else than it is for yourself. It's kind of like, forest from the trees perspective. Someone else can create and help you come up with topics that are stuff that you think about and talk about all day long anyway. You'll see there, blogbrainstormer.com is very well designed. It's very card driven, so you're able to swipe on mobile. I've been told it's kind of like the Tinder of blog topics. I've never used Tinder, so I don't know. So forget about swiping. If you look at the menu on top of blogbrainstormer.com, there's a menu on top. You click printer-friendly version. That's the one I like because, A, you're able to print it. You're able to have the topics in front of you at all times. But also, it's organized into sections. So things like knowledge nuggets and timely topics and numerical topics and cross-promotion topics is all there very well organized so that you're able to create a more cohesive, comprehensive, and longer view of your content, which I mean a content calendar. Ideally, you have kind of a annual view of kind of how you're going to be blogging. There's probably things that happen on an annual basis, like this time every year something happens. There may be some things that happen every year around May. There may be a conference or a gala or something that happens the same time every year. You know what happens in December every year, for example. And these are things where you can build in the topics and the themes very easily because you know it. You know how the past years have been. You know how it'll be this year. But if you can't really even be doing that, then think about it from quarterly standpoint. That this quarter I'm going to be focused on this theme. Then you get topics part of that. If this is a little too much and kind of bewildering you a little bit, shoot me an email. It's on the bottom of the screen, and we'll kind of come up with topics. At the very least, even if you don't have a content calendar, I want you to have 3 or 4 topics as a list off of Blog Brainstormer. We're going to use that. And then it's priming the pump. As you start getting into video socials, you're going to start hearing from others, and other members are going to start giving you ideas. As they start hearing you start talking about topics, they're going to say, you know what, you really rushed over that second point. You might want to make that into 2 or 3 videos. And now you're starting to get into a groove of creating topics and coming up with topics for yourself and for others. And it becomes actually very easy very quickly. Video blogging won't work for you unless you start posting. It may seem very obvious, but not unless you actually start practicing. You have to start posting, and then you start getting the results. Where should you post your videos? Obviously, social media in general, but specifically where? I'll say, first of all, don't forget YouTube. That's the last bullet point, because YouTube is not really considered by most as a social media platform, but YouTube and Google would like you to think it is. So from that aspect, you can then do YouTube and then one other platform in the beginning, and then maybe all of them all over. Now, you may have your preference in terms of a platform that you like to use. If you're on Facebook already, use Facebook. If you're on LinkedIn often, use LinkedIn. But more so from a strategy standpoint is, where are your donors? Where are your sponsors? Where are your beneficiaries? Where are your relationships? Where do they hang out? Obviously, that's the place to go. We talked about captions for the autoplay on mute. Obviously, you want your website to have your videos. Probably a homepage is going to have that gala type video, but there's an opportunity on every page for you to have an emotional connection with that website visitor, that viewer, that person who may need your services or may be in a position to donate time and money, or even greater position of being a board leader or corporate sponsor. And there's an opportunity for you to share answers to frequently asked questions and share insights into your services and to showcase people in your services, as well as to talk about different scenarios. You do want to include that transcript. Again, we mentioned in terms of the search engine optimization benefits. It's a lot easier for someone to skim and scan your text than it is to fast forward and rewind a video. If you've ever tried to skip around a video, it's a real pain in the neck. It's just like constantly buffers and loses its place, and it's just basically you're asking for the video to crash. However, text is an easy way for people to skim and kind of get the gist and then watch you on video. So even keeping a linear transcript is really easy. Video Socials is about to automate that process, and in the next week or two, you hit a button, it'll caption your video, it'll brand it right on the video, plus you'll get a transcript of what you said, which can be turned into blog posts and website pages very easily. It's not only good for SEO, it's great for the ADA compliance, as I mentioned, and from word of mouth, it's a lot easier to copy and paste into an email or to quote you when you see it in text. So definitely do that. More people check more email, more times a day, more than any other social media, especially in the professional demographics who will inevitably be corporate sponsors and board leaders, potentially volunteers, if not staff, and possibly even beneficiaries of your service. So you want to email your videos out there, maybe even a monthly email newsletter. If you already have one, you want to easily include your videos in there. It's very simple to do so, especially when we give you thumbnail screenshots, as well as an animated GIF version for your email for you to link that email embed, that email image to a YouTube video. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, shoot me an email. It's right down there. Shoot me an email and ask me your question. I'll walk you through it. It'll be great to see how you can actually make use of these videos and not just think about it. Email signature is a forgotten place. It's a great place for you to include your video. Again, you're probably including an animated GIF or a still image that links to your video blog or your website. Then, of course, we mentioned your email newsletter blast campaigns. Finally, video blogging won't work for you unless you get into cross-promotion. Cross-promote. Sharing is caring. Share, share, share. The more you share others, the more others will share you. The more you like others, the more others will like you. And it's also not just, something nice to do. There is a strategy here. There are benefits here. If you think about it from like a social media perspective, Facebook, LinkedIn, etc., they don't want you to just post content. That's like running into the room and like throwing an article and running away. It's like that doesn't really add a lot of value. However, if you're introducing to people, if you're sharing somebody else's content to your audience, that's truly social. That's the social fabric of the social network. And so from that aspect, the algorithms not only value video, they even value sharing a video even more so, because then it's really creating these interconnections and the stickiness within their platform. And so from that aspect, you are rewarded when you share other people's videos. It's a lot faster to do so as well. Of course, you share your own videos and you're able to get your message out there. There's also the win-win-win dynamic. When someone else shares your video, of course it helps you. You win because it multiplies the reach of your video into her audience. So that's tremendous. You should really thank her for that. However, from a selfish perspective, she wins too. She now comes top of mind to her connections. So from a marketing standpoint, it's tremendous. So it's a win-win, and naturally someone in her circle of influence is going to benefit from what you just shared. So I would say it's a win-win-win in that perspective. This is not a social media seminar, so I don't have the time to go into the at mentions and hashtags. You probably have an idea of what hashtags are by now. At mentions, I would say, is even more important when it comes to videos because it's another opportunity for cross promotion. So you're more often that you are able to include someone else in that post. They're going to be notified. They're going to be pinged. They're going to like that. They're going to literally like your video and share your video, thus multiplying the reach of your content and the reach of your mission. It's now time. We got to do this. There's only so much you can learn and talk about and think about. Ultimately, you got to be about it. We have these video blogging clubs that I want to introduce you to. We're not going to do anything right now. This is part one. You're just sitting here and listening. But I want you to now take a look at how and why you can actually get this done. You can come free, try it out. It's a member benefit of being part of New York Nonprofit. But this is going to be an opportunity for you to actually start creating videos that make an impact, that help your organization, help those around your organization really get to know the kind of work that you do. Now, there are three parts of video socials. There is the aspect where it's appointment based. We believe that if it's not in your calendar, it's not going to get done. And there's a reason why we procrastinate creating videos. We don't really want to do it, so we put it off. It never gets done. We'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow never gets done. So we come together in these small round tables on appointment. We do it 1 or 2 times every day, and I'll show you where you can RSVP for the next one. You practice, you get ideas, you give feedback. It's a fun atmosphere. We're clapping for each other, we're giving each other that encouragement and support. And when you're ready, you're able to brand yourself. You're able to brand the videos and use our Brander app. And you're able to, it's on the desktop, it's on your browser. You're going to get an email with a link to your video on a private preview page. Nothing gets publicized, nothing gets posted publicly without you doing it yourself, clicking a button. Until you approve, nothing gets posted publicly. So it's all practice in part one. Part two is where the action happens. You type in the title of a topic that gets branded right onto the video. Our technology will add your organization's logo and contact information. If you need to show any disclaimers, that gets added automatically to the end of the video. And then it's push button posting to YouTube. It's automatic. Google will index your name and topic. When you're ready, if you want to be on Facebook, it'll take this recording and stream it as though it's a Facebook Live video, notifying everybody that you're live, and you're able to interact in real time with those who are asking you questions about your video. Though it's using a recording, of course. Same thing with LinkedIn, semi-automatic, very easy to do. If you want to keep it private, you can. You don't have to publicize it. It could be maybe only for staff, for example. You can download it onto your phone and upload it to Instagram. It's really easy, very mobile friendly. It's all there. Part three is really fun. Part three is really when members start getting to know you and start sharing you. It's an opportunity for other people to start sharing you with others, and hopefully for you to share others with your audience. And it's that golden rule, that karma. The more you share others, the more others will share you. But you don't have to worry too much about all the different parts. I want now for you to just relax, take a deep breath. We're only practicing. We want to show your genuine passion, your sincerity. Now, we're not going to do anything right now, but if it's not in your calendar, will you ever do it? So let's actually schedule that time. I would love for you to take that time right now to open up another tab in your browser and go to this web address, videosocials.net/clubs. On that site, you'll see a list of our daily times. These are our public clubs. Now, if you have a large enough organization where you have internal people or other people that want to come together, we can create a club around you. It's relatively easy to do so. But for now, for practice, start with one of our public clubs that we do 1 or 2 times every day. And Take a look at your calendar, like literally right now. Take a look at your calendar, maybe on your phone, maybe it's on your Outlook. Take a look and see, do any of these times work in the coming week, coming 2 weeks? Maybe you're crazy busy and none of these times work for the next couple of weeks. Okay, scroll right below the list and you'll get to a calendar area. And I mean literally do this right now. If you put it off, it may never get done. Pick a time. Now, for example, on February 28th, we have 2 clubs happening. We have 2 clubs pretty much every Friday, 2 clubs on every Thursday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we have clubs. These are in Eastern time, but the website will translate it into your local time. And I would say do that right now as you hear me talking. When you scroll down to the calendar, you click the date on the right-hand side. As you see, you'll see, Friday's noon Eastern, mouse over the word Eastern, click it, and a pop-up will show up. Reserve your spot. We purposely limit each club to about 8 people at most. It's a 45-minute session. We start on time, we end on time. So it's an opportunity for you to come on and off. You don't have to talk the very first time. You could do this as a spectator sport. It was a lot more fun to talk about what you do and who you do it for. Talk about the mission of your organization. We're not a typical networking group where everyone gets the chance to just give an elevator pitch. You're going to feel unprepared the first time. The first time you come on, we all know you're a guest, so we're not expecting much. We're expecting you to go after all the members record their video blogs. The members are going to record their video blogs. You'll see the process. It's run by a tech host who runs the meeting professionally. It's not chaos. It's not scary. Give it a try. You reserve your spot. You click you put 1 under guest. Click next. Type in your name and email. Click next. You'll get a calendar invite. So even if this is like a month from now, put it into your calendar. And then afterwards, let's chat one-on-one. And let's see how we can bring this to your organization. How can video blogging and video posting on social media multiply your outreach, multiply the effectiveness, multiply the impact you have with the community and beneficiaries, donors, corporate sponsors, board leaders, volunteers, and staff. You can get started. There's a lot that I threw at you. It might be like a fire hose of information. I totally understand. Part 2 is where it makes sense because you're going to go one step at a time. I would suggest to use your laptop, but if you only have an iPad, okay, but use your laptop. If you don't have a laptop, then we're going to have to figure out to get that webcam on your desktop. We don't really like people being on phones. This is an opportunity to really have a good time and focus on really making that greater impact in a video blogging club. These new video socials clubs are brought to you as a member benefit with Nonprofit New York. So thank you again to them, and thank you for your time. I look forward to your questions. You can shoot me an email, and we can get you at least checking it out. There's really not much to start. That's the next step. Part 2, to really be a guest presenter and check out video socials for yourself and really see how they can actually make a greater impact on the community as well as on your organization. Thank you, everybody. I'll talk to you very soon.